Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. My name is Nick Santiago. I'm with you for another Friday here. The date is May 13th, 2011. There's a lot to cover. Again, markets are higher, but take a look at this. This is all you need to see if you're a day trader. Look at the U.S. dollar. It is falling and falling fast and furious, and really that's all that matters at the moment. Let me just move my chart to 24-hour time frame. And there goes your fall. After the CPI was just announced a few minutes ago at 8:30, the dollar is falling pretty sharply, and hence the market is moving higher. Here's your E-mini futures, and you can see a very nice pop right there. Futures are trading up about 4 points at the moment. Now, question is, will the dollar fall today or will it go higher? If we just review what we saw yesterday, you'll notice that the US dollar index really tumbled pretty sharply. Traded up in the morning around this 75-60 area and really sold off throughout the day. Did make a little bit of a rebound at the end of the day, but it wasn't much. And then we surged overnight, and there it was. Bring it back down. It's just a game of yo-yo. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Doesn't matter what the CPI was this morning. I believe they reported something up 0.4%. But again, it's all about the dollar. The action in the dollar is the driving force. That dollar moves lower, hence everything else will move higher. Okay, you saw the reinflation rally yesterday. Many of the energy stocks, as I talked about in yesterday's video, looked like they were at support levels, and they got big bounces, even though the CEOs of ExxonMobil and Chevron were all testifying in Washington, D.C. yesterday about the tax breaks that the government is looking to take away from them. The stocks all bounced. Okay, so again, it's just basically once the news is out, it's already baked into the cake, and then the markets or the stocks recover a little bit. But the dollar goes down, everything will inflate. Take a look at GLD this morning. You're getting a nice pop right now. Yesterday the GLD closed at 146.59. Today it's at 147.22. Look at the SLV. Yesterday the SLV closed at 33.32. Today you're at 34.81 again. So the dollar down, markets inflate. It's just that simple. Futures right now are higher by 4.75 points, almost 5 points on the day, to 13.52 and a quarter per contract. So again, it's all about inflation, and if the dollar moves down, the markets will inflate higher. Okay. Now, there are a few stocks to talk about, few stocks in the news this morning, and we'll just take a quick glance at them and see if they're really doing anything. First off is this Dollar Thrifty, which is really the stock of the decade, if you ask me. Anybody who's seen a weekly chart of this thing knows during the 2008 crisis, this thing was trading around about $1.90. Now it's at 83 bucks on a takeover rumor and moving up higher. So this is really the stock of the day. You just can't short this stock. You can't do anything with it. At this point, you just got to see if it gets bought out and taken out. That's what it looks like to me at the moment. But really, it is stock of the decade, Dollar Thrifty Automotive. Another stock in the news today would be NVIDIA. Let's just go to NVDA. Let me get my intraday time frame up here. There we go. You're getting a little pop after a sell-off yesterday. So NVIDIA closed at 2050. You're trading at 1933. It looks like the 19 level held up, but the stock did report earnings. And again, this was just another name where I think it was, has had a run-up into earnings and pulling back. Not a bad stock. Nothing wrong with it. There may be some day trading opportunities in there. Something we'll have to watch going forward. And the other one I want to look at today will be Google. Let's take a quick glance at Google. Just looking on my list here. Yeah, Google's trading right at 536. The stock closed at 535, so it's up a little bit there. It looks like they have a little settlement with the Justice Department over some advertising online pharmacies. I'm not even sure really what it is. Doesn't matter. But in any case, Google's holding up. We just go to the 60-minute Google chart. You'll see that stock did come down, but it is getting a little bit of a bounce here. So again, that one could be active today as well. Today is a Friday, so on Fridays, what do we expect? We expect a flat to slightly positive market. Okay, rarely do we see big down Fridays. Okay, very often you're going to get a flat to slightly positive. Now you may say, why, Nick? Why does that occur? Well, the reason why that does occur is because the people in charge that move the markets, the institutions, primarily the Federal Reserve, JP Morgan, Citigroup, Bank of America, all the major too big to fail banks that are moving the markets, they don't want to cause panic over the weekend for the Asian markets, for number one. And number two, the weekend is a time for people to spend money. And if the QE2 and things like that are going to work, it is going to require that people spend money. Okay, the U.S. consumer in the United States accounts for 70% of the gross domestic product. Therefore, it will require, if this QE2 is going to last a while, it will, the Fed is going to need people to go out and start spending money. Okay, if they don't spend money, they start to hoard their money and start to save, even though they get 0% in a savings account. That will halt the economy and halt everything that the Fed is doing. So again, something to watch for, but we just look for a flat to slightly positive day on Fridays, okay? You had a big rally yesterday. It was a good enough rally. Today I look for a flat, slightly positive day overall. Okay, if something changes, maybe we get a sell-off. That would be a rare event. In the past 2.5 years, I think we've only had 12 down Fridays where the Dow was down more than 100 points. Okay, just want to talk about Asia real quick, and then we'll wrap it all up here. The Asian markets had a really nice bounce back, with the exception of Japan. The Nikkei 225 was down 68 points, or 0.7%. Still a pretty ugly decline. They have nuclear reactor problems, so the EWJ could be under a little bit of pressure today if you look at that name. And that's Japan ETF. Okay, that's the Japan ETF. Okay, and you had a nice bounce back in the Hang Seng. That was up about 200 points. The Shanghai, very good bounce back, up nearly 1%. Good bounce back in the Sensex, which is India and Australia. The ASX rebounded just 11 points. Not a big deal. That's looks like 0.2%. So in any case, Asia bounced back a little bit last night. Could be good for the commodity stocks this morning. As long as the dollar is down, commodity stocks will be in play. So you can watch stocks like Freeport. You can watch stocks like Cleveland Cliffs. You can watch stocks like U.S. Steel. They'll all be in play this morning as long as the dollar moves lower. Now, we'll take one more review of the U.S. dollar index because I think that's the most important chart out there for day traders. And you'll see that you're getting a big sell-off here and then a little bit of a bounce. And hence, what happened to the futures? As soon as that dollar upticks, look at how that bar comes down. So it's all about the dollar. Right now, essentially, every trade is a dollar trade at this moment. Okay? All right, everybody. Enjoy your Friday trading day. I'll see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you then. Take care now.